I'm standing backstage and somebody says something that makes me cry, and I got to bring him back out here. Tim Olga, come here, sir. He's not in a tutu, but Ray Monty, this is my Norbert Hennessy. This is the guy that has changed a lot of lives, and it's because we worked together, and it's time to do that again. I have heard throughout this weekend, I've heard just story after story after story, and again, these stories always bring tears to my eyes because I think of simple things. What if Brian wouldn't have listened to Chris Chandler from that fourth time? What if he would have said no instead of eventually saying yes? What if Frank Schmeling wouldn't have listened to Chris and Jerry? What if this just would have never happened? What would you and I be doing today? How many lives would never have changed off of the decisions of two guys meeting to have a sandwich? Two guys that didn't know each other 5 seconds before they finally met. So to Jerry and Chris and your families, thank you for doing what you might not have even known you were about to start. Because without you guys, it wouldn't have happened. And I was reminiscing, and I don't know about you guys, but one thing I always look forward to is Saturday afternoon when Chris Chambliss gets up on stage. He has just become one of my favorite storytellers of all time. And I remember some of his stories, and I'm not going to try to recite them because I'm nowhere near as good as he is. Remember, he graduated college with a degree in English. I'm still learning to speak English. So I just don't remember them as well, but I remember a few of them. And I remember him talking to us about a group of young men that came together to learn how to row a boat. And these young men wanted to succeed so bad that they kept practicing and they kept practicing and they kept practicing, and they made it to the Olympics. They had never done that before in their life. What if they wouldn't have come together, but when they did come together, they realized one thing that was very important. It had nothing to do with themselves individually. It's all about a team. And that's what you and I are. We're all a team working together for the comforts of everyone. But then he told us about an English teacher in 1863 who put on a uniform and went and changed the outcome of the Civil War. An English teacher who didn't know how to fire a gun, but put on the uniform and changed the outcome of the Civil War. What if he would not have done that? I mean, think about it. People in the South would be saying, "Yous guys," and the people in New York would be saying, "Howdy." You know, I mean, you just never know what would have happened. But it's all about the stories. But the important thing about them all is that everything in life has to do with time. I don't know if you understand the importance and the value of time, but time is a difficult animal. Think about it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. You can't save it, but you can waste it. And you and I waste time all the time because it's things that we don't think about. We don't even think about time. So, can we go back one slide? I'm sorry. So, the average person lives 78 years. 78 years is the average lifespan of a human being. And so I'll try to talk fast for those of you that are getting close, but most of us have a little bit of time. But just kidding, just kidding. Listen, my parents are 91 years old, so they're changing the average for you and I so we can all live longer. You and I spend 28 and a half years of our life sleeping. We spend 10 and a half years of our life working, yet 72% of us claim to work at a job we don't like. 78% of us don't make enough money, yet we still go to work. Why do we do it? Because we like to have simple things like a roof over our head, food on the table. But we don't like where we go, but we continue to do it. We spend crazy amounts of 2.5 years of our life is spent grooming. I mean, come on, we need to get Tim Olga haircuts, we can cut that time out. 2.5 years is spent shopping. Really? Y'all like shopping that much? I mean, just learn Amazon. You can condense them. Here's the one that drives me crazy. 9 years of our life is spent watching TV. 9 years of our life is wasted watching TV. I mean, what y'all watching Naked and Afraid? Or, I mean, if you're going to do it, at least watch something that's going to help you in your life. Because when you collectively add all the time that you and I spend doing things, that leaves you and I 9 years. We only have 9 years of our life to make our mark, to make our stand, to become that difference maker, to set something in motion that's never going to stop, that's going to pay your family even when you've passed away. And you see, that's the thing that drives me crazy about a job. A lot of people have jobs. My dad had a great job. He made a great income. He was making $100 grand a year back in the 70s. He really did good in life. But even if he still had a retirement, which he doesn't because he outlived it, when he would pass away, there'd be nothing to the family. The company wasn't going to keep paying his family, but this one will. This one will continue to pay your family even after you have passed away. That's one thing that keeps me up at night, just realizing that I got something good started in my life, and you can too. But I want to help you realize the power of time. If you've never really thought that it's important and that you really don't waste it, sometimes you have to think about it. To realize the value of 1 year, just ask someone that failed a grade. To realize the value of 1 month, just ask the mom that lost a baby in the last trimester. To realize the value of 1 hour, ask the person that's in a long-distance relationship. To realize the power of 1 minute, ask someone that missed their plane. I would have just left 1 minute early. We were just on a vacation in Arizona, and we almost had that realization of time because we were already running late, and Bobby still stopped for gas. It's like, dude, the airport is across the street. We'll push the car. To realize the value of 1 second, ask someone who just missed getting into a car accident. And to realize the value of 1 millisecond, ask the person that just came in second place at the Olympics. Time is so valuable, yet you and I, for whatever reason, we continue to waste it over and over and over again. Now listen, there's good news and bad news about time. The bad news is it flies. The good news is you're the pilot. And I hope you're ready to be the pilot of your own life, your own future, your own destiny. Every day at midnight, $86,400 gets deposited into your bank account. Okay, you guys gonna play a game with me? I mean, I like games. They're just fun. But every day at midnight, $86,400 is going to get deposited into your bank account. Now, at 11:59, whatever's left goes away. How many of you are going to spend every single penny of it? I would. I mean, you and I, you know we would. We'd be buying cars, houses, taking care of friends, family, because we're not going to leave one single penny wasted. Is that a true statement? Yes or yes? Absolutely. Yet, every day at midnight, 86,400 seconds gets deposited into our life account. And some of us waste a whole lot of that. Do you know why? It's because of those two voices. You ever see the cartoon, you know, where there's the good angel on this shoulder and the the devil on this shoulder? You guys ever see that? You know? And they're just battling with you. You know, and the thing is you and I have these two voices every single morning when we wake up. You have that one voice that's talking to you. Oh my God, dude, you are awesome. You're going to go out today. You're going to show the plan 3 times. You're going to help someone promote to regional consultant. When you go to the meeting tonight, you're going to have so much fun. It's going to make your entire day worth it. But then there's that other guy. It would be nice to hit snooze 5 or 6 more times. You know, I think they just came out with a new flavor of Lay's potato chips. Maybe we could just go get a bag of that. catch something on Netflix. Now, we can go do that Abbott thing tomorrow. We'll go next week. Do you know which voice wins? It's the voice that you feed. That's the one that wins. So what are you feeding it with each and every single day? What are you getting plugged into each and every single day to help yourself, to help your team, to help your family? What is it that you do when you wake up and you realize you have in front of you every single day? The things that you and I can do to help change that is we can have a vision. We have to have a vision of what's to come. You and I have to have a vision. Can I share a vision that's coming? Y'all want to know a big vision? It's not an announcement. But I think I have something even bigger. I don't know if you guys have heard of a company called Avon. You ever heard of them? I didn't join them, by the way. I did do Mary Kay back in the day, but I wasn't successful. Listen, I've tried lots of things. And I enjoyed that meeting in 1991. I really did. Because they told me how much money we were going to make and how much fun it was going to be. But they told me a statement that I've yet to forget. In 1991, they told me that more millionaires come from network marketing each and every single year than any other industry out there. And that's still a true statement today. Matter of fact, by raising hands, who wants to be a millionaire? Okay, hang on. For those of you that didn't raise your hands, I always have to ask, what was so bad in your life the last time you were one that you don't want to do it again? Because see, to become a millionaire and sit on these front rows here means you've helped more people than others. Our business is about helping people. And if you're not helping others promote to regional, to senior, to executive, then you're missing the boat. So you have to understand our whole business is about helping people. So even though I heard that in 1991, I kept looking and looking and looking for a company that was going to take me somewhere. And I joined a few different companies, but I just can't learn to sell things. I just couldn't do it. And finally, one day in October, I got a phone call. And I was in this other company with this guy, and he was a top income earner. And he gave me a call, and he said, I found something new and special, and you need to get to Dallas to see it. I said, dude, you're already a top income earner. I'm following you, but not there. Bye. And I hung up on Steve Thompson. You don't have to be smart. You just have to pray they answer when you call right back. Because that's what I did. I said, you know what? If he's leaving them to come here, there must be something. He must know more than I do. And that's when I followed him here. You know, and I did just like you've heard from other people. You know, I knew that I had to start. I just couldn't. I don't know if you guys know broke, but I was broke. I was living with those loving parents of mine. I just moved back in again because I just lost my third house to foreclosure. I've lost 3 cars to bankruptcy. I found to foreclosure. I've lost 3 cars to foreclosure. My God. My name is Chris Atkinson. How are you? I've lost 3 cars, 3 houses. I still have my parents. And now I'm having the time of my life. You know why? Because of that one simple yes after Brian got mean. Yeah, did y'all know Brian can get mean? Because Brian is the one that Steve sent me to show this plan to me. And Steve sat in the conference room there at the corporate office, and he drew circles and dollar signs on the whiteboard and shared the Abbott opportunity with me. And at the end of it, he said, are you ready to get started? I said, I'd love to, but I can't. I don't have the money. And he started laughing. Now listen, if Brian was sitting on a chair next to me, he'd still be taller than me, so he's a little intimidating. Right? I love you, brother, because you said to me that day, you said, get home, and in the next 24 hours, borrow the money. If you do, we'll all work with you. If you don't bother giving us a call because you're not going to be worth it. It was that push, it was that pressure that I knew I had to do it. So the first 2 people I called to lend me the money laughed at me and hung up. The third one said, I'll lend it to you and get started. Tiffany, wherever you are, thank you so much. You never know, but it's the stories. So I want to give you 3 numbers that are going to help you with your vision. 130, 113, and 80. Those 3 numbers can change your life if you allow them to. 130 is roughly about how old network marketing is. That's why I mentioned Avon. Started in 1886. I didn't do good in math, and so I don't really know exactly how long that is, but someone told me it's 130 years ago. 113 million people have joined network marketing in the last 130 years around the globe. It's taken 130 years, bless you, to get 113 million people to do what you and I do. In the next 5 years, 80 million new people are about to join network marketing. For 130 years, it's been less than 1 million a year joining network marketing. In the next 5 years, it's going to be over 1 million a month joining network marketing. How many of those do you and I want to gather into our organization? Because that's what's lying in front of us. So you have to have the vision. You got to ignore the naysayers. There's going to be people that just for whatever reason don't want to listen to you, don't want to follow you. I don't know why they always seem to be our own brothers and our own sisters. But that's what it seems like it is. And so that's why we teach you. As soon as you join, bring this to your closest family. Get your rejection and your nose out of the way so you can get down to real business. You know, you have to understand that you have to have the thick skin. Things are going to happen. People are always going to be out for you. They always say the higher you climb to the top, the bigger the people try to drag you back down. Don't allow them. Don't let them be you. Be who you are. Stand for what you believe in, because you're going to have to work your butt off to be successful. Yes, Debbie and I have earned over $10 million. I can't believe that I'm even saying that. I had years where I made $9,000 a year. And now in 11 years, I've made over $10 million, but it's not because of me. It's because of every single person that's sitting in this room, because you've all learned that this whole business is about all of us working together. So I want to help you to understand that you have to think big. Don't just think about the house you live in or the car you drive. Think about what the house looks like that you'd love to live in, and how are you going to drive up to it in your new car? Is it going to be in the same city, or are you going to have some in different states? What are you going to do with your life as you start to grow up in this company, in this industry? You always have to give back to change the world. If you keep everything you have selfishly, you're never going to be able to expand. Everything that you learn, you have to pass on to as many people as you can. You ever hear the story of the sponge? You know, you put the sponge in there and it fills up. Learn to squeeze your sponge. Squeeze yourself so that you're squeezing all the information that you've learned into the thoughts and minds of everybody else. The more people we teach, the more people we reach out to, the more people we can help, and the bigger we can all grow. So every bit of information we ever learn, we have to share it with everyone that we simply can. So what I want to leave you with is something that Chris Chandler shared, and he shared it twice now. And if you've never heard it, I'll invite you to go find him on YouTube and listen to the effect, the butterfly effect. Because when he shared that story, it touched me in such a way that still moves me today. The way that he told us that one simple butterfly flapping its wings right here in Dallas, Texas, can start an effect of a breeze that travels from here to Maine to California, into Canada, and over into Japan, of each of us reaching out to help change so many different lives. It's the power of one consultant. It's the power of one ambition. Leaving this weekend, going back to our hometowns, and building something that we've never thought that we could do before. So it's not the power of one butterfly. It's the power of 10,000 people coming together for the greater good of this company that we seem to all love, care about, and stand for. It's called Ambit Energy. Together we can we can do great things. So in the great words of Les Brown, always remember, shoot for the moon. That way, in case you miss, you land amongst the stars. I'm glad I missed, because right now, I personally am standing in front of all the stars. That's each and every single one of you. God bless you all the way.